Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, responds to India today at the Quad. Now he's called out the West for not backing India on terror. External Affairs Minister has said ceasefire talks happen between the DGMOs. Jaishankar meets the US Defense Secretary and the US Intel Chief both, as the visuals in fact suggest. But yes, this is the big breaking that we bring to you, wherein Jaishankar has responded to a question from the India Today colleague that we have. We will in fact play that out for you, but before that, he has called the West out on why they haven't supported India in their anti-terror measures. Let's take a look at what exactly has been said when asked the question on this matter.
So first thing, obviously in the mind of a lot of people, what was your initial response at NEA and at Prime Minister's office when President Trump announced ceasefire? Did you immediately reach out to express your disagreement, and how was that taken by the White House? 2 years ago, second question. 2 years ago, I asked you in one of these briefings, and you noted that Pakistan was no longer a central piece to bilateral relationship between India and the US. Has that changed now after Operation Sindoor? And third, do you believe there is a double standard when it comes to terrorism, when it happens in countries like India versus the West? Do you think Western countries see it differently, terrorism happening on their shores versus when it happens abroad? Thank you.
I would say that even today, the central factor in the relationship between India and the United States is India and the United States. It is our complementarity in many ways. It is the benefits that we get from closer relationship that is actually driving it. It is not, big relationships are not forged in terms of third countries and where they fit. The comment I made to you earlier, I would say applies even today. That if I am talking about the when I am looking at the future of our ties with the United States, or if I even look back at the progress in our ties with the United States over the last 20 years, I would put it to you, a lot of it is, it's about trade, it is about investment, it is about technology, it is about mobility, it is about energy, it is about defense. So I would really urge you to get over the idea that we need to define ourselves vis-a-vis third countries in order to forge ahead somewhere. That is not the case. We are a big country. We are, among the top 5 economies of the world. We are the most populous country in the world. Our influence is growing. We must have that self-confidence, even in asking questions. I think the record of what happened at that time was very clear, and the ceasefire was something which was negotiated between the DGMOs of the two countries. So I will leave it at that. And on the terrorism issue, it is a fact that countries, often countries do not take a position when some other country is a victim of terrorism, which they would do when they themselves are. We have, in that respect, honestly been much more consistent and principled. That we have, when terrorist incidents, attacks happen elsewhere, outside India, we have largely followed the same position that we have taken when they have happened in India. So, is your point that others not doing it? My answer to you is yes, you are right. Many of them are not doing it, or not doing it sufficiently enough. And part of diplomacy is to exhort them, encourage them, persuade them, motivate them to do that. And which is why it's important to speak up, and which is why it's important to carry them with us to the best possible degree.